On August 19th, 1965, in Lumakki, Finland, the southern region of the country, two individuals would have an experience that would change them forever. Maddie, Maria, Tuvo, and Tapani Kuningas went to the forest to pick blueberries. They spread apart in four different directions, always keeping an eye out for one another. About noon, two of them, Father Maddie and his eldest son Tuvo, had an experience they would share with other family members only as time passed. When they arrived at the forest, Maddie Kuningas observed a large stone, or so it looked like one. Puzzled, as he was very familiar with the forest, it was something that he had never seen before. The distance to the stone was about 30 meters, or 90 feet. Maddie described the stone at 2 meters high and 3 meters in width. On it, there was some very green moss. Suddenly, a gust of wind rose, which astonished Tuvo Kuningas, since the day was clear and calm. Both he and his father Maddie now spotted a little man about 3 feet tall, which appeared near the stone. The man's skin was reddish, like that of a carrot, and he wore green overalls. His head was large and shoulders broad. Tuvo Kuningas observed a box in the man's chest, from which came some kind of flash. Suddenly, the little man started to run away from the stone, and Maddie Kuningas, who was closer, heard him make a weeping-like sound. Tuvo Kuningas heard a voice resembling human speech at this time. Suddenly, the little man turned and ran towards Maddie. He stopped at a distance of about 15 meters, and for a minute or so looked at Maddie. He seemed to have a human-like face. However, it appeared older. Then, next, he turned and started to run away. About 50 meters from Maddie, he seemed to do something similar to a somersault and disappeared. Tuvo saw also the disappearance, but he saw also the man reappear, now closer to him. He was not somehow deterred by some unknown force and could not even look at the man properly. Tuvo could not even move either. He also smelled a terrible odor in the air. After the man had again disappeared, he heard a noise from the direction of the stone, but nothing was found. When the whole thing was over, Tuvo noticed, to his astonishment, that over an hour and a half had passed. When they were on their way home, Tuvo decided to have a closer look at the stone to see if there were any footprints. When he came near, he also noticed the moss and some silvery gray on its surface. When he tried to get close to the stone and touch it with his berry basket, the same unknown force deterred him again, and even turned him around and forced him to go walk away. He thought of throwing a stick at it, but could not do that either. In the car, he suddenly found himself unusually tired. He intended to tell the others about the experience, but soon it all vanished from his thoughts. Only gradually could he remember this event, but it was some 6 months later, and when he told his younger experience to his brother, Tapani, Tuvo had thought that he had been the only one to have seen the little man. Soon he found out that his father had also seen it. Like many alien encounters, This experience has similar characteristics and raises questions. Did the aliens hypnotize Maddie and Tuvo so that they would forget the event altogether? This would explain how they forgot about the incident for 6 months. Also, did the alien use mind control to control their actions? One similar trait with this event, like other alien encounters and sightings, is the lost time. It's possible that Maddie and Tuvo were abducted, or possibly that the beings were interdimensional. Regardless, one positive outcome was the effect it had on Tapani, the younger brother. Tapani Kuningas would go on to become one of Finland's leading ufologists and also non-fiction writers. Although it's said he never had a personal UFO incident, this encounter gets about as close to personal as possible.